House of Bernard, Jake.
I do beg the honourable lady's pardon. Angela Regal and then other colleagues. Angela Regal. Fewer than 20 minutes to go. Angela Regal.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We've seen today elements of the Conservative Party in high dudgeon, or dudgeon, or maybe they should be in the high dudgeon, but in high dudgeon about the fact that the Minister has brought a statutory instrument before us today to take away the cliff edge that they were relying on plunging this country over in order to get the kind of clean break, catastrophe Brexit that many of them secretly want. And I never thought in this House that I'd sit here and see considerable members of a government party, the party opposite, planning on that basis to cause such damage to our economic prospects and the prospects for prosperity for all of my constituents and everybody else's constituents. It's a period of history that I hoped I would never see. Now, the Prime Minister is entirely responsible for getting all of us into the mess that we've seen develop over the last few months, as she's repeatedly, after putting a definite leaving date onto the face of the original Withdrawal Act, put off the vote and put off the vote on her withdrawal agreement because she wanted, I believe, to face this House with an unpalatable choice between her deal, which many on all sides of the House have serious problems with, and the catastrophe of no deal. Now, in a modern, mature Parliament, I believe that that kind of process and that kind of choice should never be allowed to face us. And whether we voted Leave or Remain, whichever side of the argument we were on in 2016, we should not have been put in that position. And it was the date on the face of what is now the Withdrawal Act that allowed the Prime Minister to have the leverage that she somehow thought would work to her advantage. She's now been forced to resort to the leverage that we hear happened at the 1922 committee tonight, where she basically said, "Back me so you can then sack me," and gave another date, the 22nd of May, for when she would announce her departure. So now we have, whilst the country's future is still in the air and not decided, the horrible, self-regarding spectacle of the next runners and riders in the Conservative Party to take to see who will inherit the poisoned chalice that the Tory psychodrama of Brexit has injected into the body politic in this country. So I believe that the Minister's SI today is an inevitable consequence of creating a false cliff edge which was put there for blackmail purposes, but which, because there still remain many, many sensible, responsible people on both sides of this House, we have expressed the wish that we will not allow the country to plunge over. And I just want to take this opportunity to say that the Minister is correct to bring the SI, and the Minister is also correct to surmise that this Parliament will not allow the choice to be the catastrophe Brexit of leaving with no deal, and we will not allow this Prime Minister or any future Prime Minister to blackmail this country with those appalling and disrespectful, dangerous tactics. So I support the Minister's SI tonight. I hope that in due course we will be able to perhaps have a much longer delay start this process again and do it properly with some of the kind of respect that we've seen develop in the indicative votes debate that we've had today, and the cross-party responsible debate that we've seen begin to develop, which we all know should have happened in this country when the Prime Minister crossed the threshold of Downing Street 2 years ago. She's got the process exactly the wrong way round. There's been permanent damage done to our economy, our prospects, our prosperity, and more than anything else, our reputation in the world, because this Prime Minister has got this so disastrously wrong. And I hope that whoever is her successor, they will not take this place as a place that can be blackmailed like she has, and that they will not play Russian roulette with the prosperity and the future of this country. Anyone who decides that that is a reasonable way to behave does not deserve the honour of being our Prime Minister.